Hi all. Right, back with some more enemy action. Kharkov, Soviet Solo, Take 2, Part 51. Not long finished work. And last night I felt like it was getting to me a bit too much last night. However, I've come in tonight and come up the stairs and want to play again, want to do some more. I felt like I was getting a bit flustered last night. It was a bit worrying. I'm thinking I'm burning myself out a bit. There possibly might be a bit of that. Just wasn't sure what to do at first, and then I had the German activation. I seemed to struggle with a lot of the dangerous surround situations up here, trying to work them out, and that. I seem to be making an awful hard work of it all, and that. And I was looking at some of the video footage, and it was just, some of it was a bit laughable, to be honest. It just shows you when you're trying to do. I mean, you see other people when they make their videos, and you see them thinking out some daft thoughts. I was thinking out, right, is this guy in a surround? And I was like, looking round about, and then eventually realised, oh yeah, I just can move that into there, and he's surrounded. Yeah, just some daft moments, but I'm trying to put my head into it all and record it, talk about it, and it does become a bit trickier. Maybe I'm trying to make excuses, but from time to time you are going to do. And then thinking back to the advance after combat as well. I mean, that has not changed from enemy action Ardennes. Well, I say it's not changed. The table that the German units moved to be slightly different. The restrictions might be slightly different, but the main procedure of it all is not any different, and I'm pretty sure it was exactly the same. You could go in. Well, it was. I commented when I spoke to Martin about it, when I sent him that message. I asked him about his thoughts about the unit, going, advancing in and then advancing back out again for a second movement. And he says it is quite rare for it to happen. And admittedly, the bit that we'd done it, this was more a priority over that hex, wasn't it? It was like he advanced from there into there, and then you had the choice of these three. However, the advance into here and here was the better chances, and we broke it down between that just to the. Sorry, I've got the window open quite wide, to be honest. Maybe not the best idea, but it's really warm. I need some air coming in. And he says, although it's rare for it to do it, he says he doesn't have a problem with it doing it. So if it was to have went like that and that, then it's not a problem. And he reminds me yet again about the fact that how we noticed in enemy action Ardennes, there was the AI did play some suboptimal moves. However, it also reminds me of the fact that that's why they get quite a lot of benefits within the game. They get to cheat a little bit, if you like. Not cheat, but bend the rules slightly, and whereas we don't. So these are things that come into it that you can imagine trying to program these bits in to decide if there's, what was the most optimal move for a second hex advance for that, and trying to put it into that rule book and, get it exactly perfect. Impossible. And I think they do a mighty fine job of, like I said, there's no AI that beats us for me. Not for me. Maybe some of you out there have got. And I'm not just talking war game here. Any game that I've played, I think. Okay. So, not much to talk about. Well, that was just really the only thing, really, about just Martin didn't see that being a problem. I thought I'd maybe done it before in the previous game, and it just feels odd, so I suppose you ask these questions. And commented on part 50 and said that he believes I'd done everything right, so that's good to know, like I say. Okay, so I wasn't sure I was going to come up tonight and have a wee shot, but like I say, here I am. So we might as well try and start an impulse. So I was thinking 40th Army. Let's see, I've had a wee look just before I press record. A little bit of a look, to be honest. There's that many things going on that I'm not really that sure. I mean, oh no, hold on. I've not thought about this yet, have I? Yes, of course. I was watching some of the playback today when I had the chance at work. And obviously this is the only card I've got with that can place the forward support marker. But I feel like I want to do this. I think it was a good idea last turn, and I still think it'll be a good idea this turn. In particular, because I mean I'm talking about activating the 40th Army, and I'm wanting to have a go at this. I know I've said that I'm not going to get, what is it, 26 victory points. I think I've given up with thinking that I can get 26 victory points by the end of this turn. I looked around last night, we looked at things and where would we get them from? Seriously, And also noted that maybe I didn't mention it when I was talking about, I know the cards are on the way there, but maybe trying to get this, and we've got all this force here, and I said, what's the chances of me getting through there, getting a unit in there and keeping it in supply? Well, if you also look that it's not just a case of tracing from this road to this road down to here, because this is a German map edge hex, so we're not getting supply off of there. So you can see that hang on, I'll just scoop the cards out of the way. You've had a look at them, I can tell you what they are. You can see that to hold that you need to have the road going up here and either have it up to here and then down here, but look at these are all German units, so I need to clear all that out, or it then needs to come across here and down, and then we've got all this force here. So it's not a simple case, and to trace 7 hexes from there, you can see it's not going to get me. It's not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that's, I'm just going over units there. I'm not reaching here, so it's not. So I need to clear all that stuff out to be able to get that 2 victory points, and I just don't see that. But what I then thought was, I know I was talking about how the turns go on. I think it was turn 9. You needed greater than 23, right? We're sitting at 23 just now. Well, what does 23 plus 1 make? 24. Okay. This is game turn 6, just near the start of game turn 6, and I'm talking about by the end of game turn 9, so there's a lot of stuff to happen in between, but it still does make sense to try and get a 24th point, because that's really the first. Game turn 8 needs 25 points, so I'd need to get 2 more, but I don't know, maybe as game turn 6 and 7 progress, maybe I might see the chance of grabbing our victory point. I think it would probably have to be, I don't know, maybe something like this, and be able to trace down here. I find that unlikely, but you never know. And I think the Germans are going to have something to say about me just sitting here holding these victory points, They're going to want to say something. They're going to ask questions about that. But why not try and get this one? 40th Army can go and get that. And then it clears this out. We can also probably try and take the Rouse unit out. Just clear that area. And then, because it's only Rouse units that can deploy back there, we just need to keep an eye on that. As soon as there's some of them in the reserve units box, we do need to sort of say, right, where are they going to deploy? And make sure that we're not allowing them to deploy in an area that's going to be horrible. So so getting back to things, but we're more than likely going to have, I'm pretty sure the Germans are going to attack here, and he's surrounded, that guy, so there's nothing I can really do now about him. All I can hope that he gets attacked and maybe just gets lucky and has a 1 or 2 hex retreat maybe, and then he gets himself out of surround. Excuse me, a 1 hex retreat, no, mind you, it's a hex retreat is going to lose him a step. No, it's not, because he's retreating. That's a 3-stepper, isn't it? Well, that's fine though. That's 4 steps in there. Anyway, I mean, the likelihood is this guy's going to get attacked at some point. Okay, we've got a big stack here, but once he gets shifted back, then these guys are going to probably push on, and there's going to be some combat up there. And obviously, also, this is outside the Soviet support zone as well. And when it comes down to this VP town that we're determined that we're trying to hold, and yeah, I think I'd like to still try and hold that. I'd like to try and hold what I've got, but the thoughts of going for any other VP hexes apart from this one, I think I should just say no, we hold this, we try and take this. So rather than activate 40th Army first, I mean, I know it's not the best card for it. You know, playing this 3rd Tank Army card, the primary 3rd Tank Army card for forward support, but I think I'm going to do it. I mean, what would I be doing if I activated 3rd Tank right now? I mean, what would I be doing? This guy's sitting in this town, this guy's out of supply in this town, which is a fair point, because we do actually want to try and do something about this. Yeah, and this is where the 40th Army could have looked to have maybe tried to do something. Well, hang on. I did have a thought there, because all we really need is a unit in this hex, and then that guy can go back and supply, because the road comes down here. And remember, as long as we can trace through a friendly unit. So yeah, and I don't see an awful lot I would be doing if I activated 3rd Tank Army. I don't think so. I mean, yeah, I could say, well, we could have a go at this guy on his own with these, but I don't think I should be thinking about attacks like that. Fair enough, this one. I mean, I think I worked out I could get 71 odds, although looking at this situation, I'm wondering, I can't get everything round about that. Because, well, all the 40th Army are approximate to it, but I can't get everything in. Although I kind of would want the armoured unit in there, wouldn't I? Yeah, I can't. One of them will not. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I mean, I need to really get into this hex here. Well, you know what? I can work on that. So I think actually I'm going to play this card for the forward support marker. Because I think it is still important to what's going on up in that area. There's a lot still that will be happening, I think, this turn up there. So I'm going to do that. Maybe controversial, I don't know. Like I say, I'm not here to be doing the most sort of amazing strategic feats in the game, you know, playing everything exactly as it should be. What am I looking for here? An event, Forward support. Place a forward support marker in any hex in or adjacent to the current Soviet support line. All hexes within 5 hexes off the forward support marker and support. So I mean, that's all we're doing. Now, where did we put it the last time? It's probably going in the exact same spot, I think. So where did we have it before? I think it was in there. Yeah, 69 rings a bell. I'll just put it there temporarily because it stretches 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into there, and it gets into here, obviously, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It hits all these units, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It hits all of them, and they're all outside the Soviet support. So it gets everything that we need, and this. Well, we need this too, but this is a need. It gets everything we need, including this, apart from the only thing it doesn't reach is ham. Nobody's threatening as of yet. And that's kind of the other reason I want to maybe try and clear this out is because maybe they could go up there and have a word, possibly. So, yeah, I think I'm going to do that again. I felt like it was a good thing to do, and I wasn't sure that last time when I put it down because I thought, right, I haven't played the game before, I'm not sure how this works, but then these things are there for a reason, and I think you did see that it was probably quite an important thing to have done, I think. Whether any chits that we did draw were relevant, I'm not so sure. We might have not seen so much in that department, but they could have appeared, you know, these things could have happened. So that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, I know it's a strong card, but this isn't such a strong card now. It's similar to what Martin has said about having an extra card in my hand. It's actually not really helping at this stage of the game. So anyway, so that's that done. That was so we can remove the 69th activate, so we can activate anybody we want next turn. So oops, Tweezers on the floor. Right, and then we'll draw another card. Not really sure what I'm looking for. Oh, we get Vorness front. Right, okay. So yeah, it's more than likely we might see the Stavka card. There was only one card left over, wasn't there? I know there should have been two, but we won't go back to that event. So we've got Vorness front, Southwest front, so we've got a nice hand of cards. And I think though next impulse just thinking, but that's Kharkov though. That Vorness front card could, these are stacked, but I mean you don't see much of that, do you? I mean that's a point Tom was making about stacking different core units for the Germans, is cards like that coming up where you get to activate what's in the stack, you know. But I think we've talked about that, but it's difficult because you've got the units cards and then you've got the front cards and the Stavka card, and they both kind of bash against each other a bit, don't they? Anyway, okay. Well, I don't know. Well, you know what? When it's my turn, I'll think about what I'm going to do. But I feel like the 40th Army maybe going to have a go at that guy now. Now we've got support up there. Right, let's get a German impulse going. Okay, here we go. What have they got? Oh, that was, yeah. That card I removed. Hang on. You know what? I'm not going to waste time going looking for that. Remember, it was that removed from play with that event. What was the event? Titan Command. And I can see what that's doing. It's actually removing this card from the deck so that the Germans will not draw this card again. And it's a Core-Rouse Kampfgruppe card. I mean, okay, it has a reinforced battle combat tactic on it, but it's. I mean, do they want this in their deck? It's a card that they maybe want to be thinned out their deck. Maybe, you know, it's not so important. Well, they do have some more Rouse units coming in, but my guess is it's something like that. But removed from play still feels to me, and Martin certainly didn't say anything about it either. So I have removed it. It's not in the discard pile. It would surely say discard pile. Right, okay, go on, move on. Right, 57. 57 core. Oops, daisies. There we go. What tends to happen when I just start? I suppose I'm trying to keep it looser than I should. Right, that's replacements. Oh, hang on though. Right, oh no, it's deploy. Yeah, they've got units. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Right, well they've got, I'll bring them down. Okay, there we are. Unfortunately not the strongest units in the game, just 2 strength infantry units. However, my guess is they're going to start supporting. This is going to get a bigger force, and remember we've still got 3 second SS units waiting to come in as well, so that's when they're going to start doing stuff, I think. Right, so placing reserves. Well, I can't say we didn't do it recently because we did at the beginning of the turn, didn't we? So, method D, right. Position hex into garrison, right, okay, so we're still looking for something that is proximate to a Soviet unit, and remember we're disregarding garrisons, Grant, completely disregarding them. Right, and their area is between these 2 lines, isn't it? Yeah. So maybe just show me the card back there a bit, and we'll see what we have got. Right, is there anything in there that the Soviet units are proximate to that might show up? Right, hang on then, I'll have a look. I'm just having a look down in this area here, and it was starting to look a little worrying. I know I looked down here before, previously, but we've also moved any mechanised units a wee bit further away now, I think. And you know, I looked here, this is surroundable, I mean this is obviously surroundable, but I did start thinking, well, can these guys get supply, and that's maybe their major issue. We can see this guy's out of supply. This is surroundable, this hex, but could it trace supply? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, not quite. It needs to reach this road, and it made me realise how important this hex is for that situation. Well, maybe not just that hex, also in this area here. These are two important bits that, if these units weren't there, the Germans would be able to trace supply much easier, you know, just by reaching this road. However, this unit is out of supply. That one there, still in the boundary, I'm not so sure it is. However, he can't get supply. 1, 2, remember it's reserve supply. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, you see how you can reach this road, which, if that guy wasn't there, yeah, or if this guy wasn't there. But can't reach up to there, so fair enough, and then obviously that's going to be just as bad. This is surroundable as well, and I think once we start coming up there, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. So yeah, that's surroundable as well. But now we start moving into some areas where it's possible that they could deploy further down here, because these hexes are going to be in reserve supply. Now we need to be proximate to the hex member as well, but I mean 1, 2, well, maybe not. Yeah, this is actually tricky to get to, actually, isn't it? That's not so easy to get to that one. Anyway, I'll go and have a look again, but it does seem that these are all out, but it's something to try and keep an eye on, Grant, because like I say, these two areas is pretty important, and we've got nothing down here. If units start deploying down here, then it's not going to be nice. However, they are going to want to try and get 1-3x. Well, they're going to want to, but oh, wait a minute, I forgot about this guy that's down here, isn't I? Because I mean, he's got a unit up there in his core there, but this is all tight. There's no Soviet units aren't proximate to anything through here. The best I could see was this this garrison. I suppose it's adjacent. This is 1, 2, 3, 4 away. 1, 2, 3. So these two might be possibilities, but these aren't within 3 of the core. But I had just forgot about this guy that's down. And in fact, I'll bring him up top, because just to remind myself. So I mean, it's the second preference, I think. So we do find multiple. I mean, this one here is within 3, for instance. I don't think I can get proximate to that. Yeah, it's VP hex with lowest position number, and then within 3 hexes of unit in the same core. So if we could get something, or even here, I mean, I'm proximate to this. I suppose I should be looking there then, because the other unit's not any good. There's only got the 2, oh no, I lie, there's another one, there's another unit up here. But there's not going to be any Soviet proximate to anything within 3 of him. So this is the one, I think, that we want to see if it's possible. So I'm certainly proximate to that, and it's within 3. And the garrison itself, remember, would be a possibility. And then Not adjacent to German unit. Can it be adjacent to Soviet unit? Yeah, but would that not be surroundable? Right, wait, I'll put a few cubes down rather than bore you with it. Okay, I've got 3 cubes there. I actually do think these are possible targets. Hang on a sec. Because I mean, this one was 3 away as well, but I can't see us proximate to that. I can't quite reach 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not, like I say, I've not got any mechanised units close by. I mean, there's one down here, but I mean, no, it's not getting up to here. This guy's got this woods in the way, so it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. To be honest, he's not proximate to this hex either. So I think we can count that one out. But these 3 other ones, these are all empty position. Well, this is a garrison position hex. And even this one, maybe I should. No, I did have a look. I don't think I can surround that. Mind you, let's have a wee bit closer look on these. Yeah, this looks kind of nasty because this is really the only hexes I can reach with these units here. No, yeah, no, that's fine. Right, where did I go there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Here, I can get this guy coming around a little bit. I mean, we've got this mechanised unit here, but he can come up the road. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You know, it's. I mean, yeah, I could get him into there, admittedly. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I don't think even this one's surroundable. If this is far down, I can get 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this is far. I would only need to get in here, but I don't think I can. Right, hang on though. With getting that mechanised unit into there, does that not maybe put these guys into trouble? I think that one looks safe to me. But what about, I mean, if I've got things all in there, and bear in mind, if we're looking at this one, I could also move an adjacent here. Then, so before looking at that one, let's look at the one with the garrison. So that'd be like surround. Yeah, that is surroundable, isn't it? I'm just not easy to pick them up. I mean, look at that. I didn't think he was. Once you start moving not adjacent, it becomes a little. Certainly for me, it becomes harder to like work it out. That is right though, because this guy could move into here, and then this guy can come down. This guy can come around. This mech unit can come up. So we can have a unit in all these positions. So if the reserve is here, zone of control. Yeah, so that's not an option, which kind of tells me that this one's probably not an option as well. Right, well, we don't need to move there for that one. So is that surrounded there? It's not, is it? Because he can move from here to here. Right, can I not put a stop to that though? If I went out and in, can I do that? If we place him there, I would go, it's across the bridge this, so it's 1, 2 breaking zone of control, 3, 4. So I can actually put a unit in there. Although he's not going to be there himself, remember. But hang on, we don't need that guy up there. Right, so we don't need that guy up there, and he could just come 1, 2, 3 into there. That does surround them, doesn't it? If we've got that infantry unit in there and then we move that up to there, then that's zone of control, zone of control, zone of control from this guy. We don't actually need these two. Yeah, that is surrounded as well. Wow. Okay. Right, so they were in danger of surround. This shows you how you need to put a bit more thought. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you guys can just see that so much easier than me. But now if they would be able to be in dangerous round if they were, what was it again? Unit would not be in dangerous round unless German map is hit. Placement removes dangerous round from another German unit or outside support, but it's not outside the support. So would remove dangerous round from another German unit. That wouldn't have been the case. None of the, maybe. Hold on, Grant. Hold on. Let's just rethink that one, because this guy out of supply, he's in dangerous round, isn't he? He is indeed. So we were talking about here. Well, look at that one first. Would that stop this guy from being dangerous around? That'd be 1, 2, 3 to break away. So quite possibly. It would, wouldn't it? Okay, I'm pretty sure that would remove the dangerous sound from this unit. So would that one wouldn't though, I don't think, would it? 1, 2, no, that one wouldn't. That one would, I think. I don't think I can surround that now. If there's a reserve placed there. Because this guy, I mean, he can't get through all this. I mean, that's 1, 2, 3, 2 to cross there, 3 to go in there. That's 8 movement to get into there. He's only got 6. And there's infantry underneath, which doesn't fare that much better. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's none of that can come across here to try and surround this guy. And the best this guy could do if a unit's placed there would be 1, 2, 3. Be an out and in then probably. Back in. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the best he could do. Well, that's actually not. Right, okay, hang on then. So hang on, where's his out hex? Well, if I go there, have we got? No, I've only got 1 unit there though. That's the thing. I've got 1 unit there and 1 unit here, and these guys can't get across. Magic, right? And that guy can only go 1, 2, 3, 4. So he can only reach there. So, and then if this guy went in here instead, he still can escape. Yeah, there is only 1 unit. That's the control marker, isn't it? Yeah, Rin's just a wee bit too far away. Okay, so I actually think then that both these are possible deployment hexes. And obviously the reason I'm picking these ones that are down here is because they're within 3 of the unit in the same core. So let's just go over, as I like to do, method A, hex is empty or garrisoned, position hex, yeah. Unreserved units army area, it is. Not in... Oh, you're having a laugh. Right, it's still asking that question though, isn't it? Not in Soviet Artillery Barrage Zone. Okay. I wish I'd thought about that a while back. So this is the Soviet Artillery Barrage Zone. Does that still act as a barrage zone then? That's the point. Because does that not just become the support line? Right, okay. I'm going to have a wee look into this, I think. Yeah, I do think it's still the Artillery Barrage Zone. The only bit I can find, I'm sure there must be something else talking about it here, but I just can't sort of find anything. And it's definitely not something I've come across to say that, you know, it's only classified as the Artillery Barrage Zone until, you know, I don't recall reading that because I think that might have stuck. That's deployment. Yeah, the only bit I can find, page 39, and it's talking about the Soviet support lines. And it says that note that the eastern support line is also the Soviet artillery line. Artillery Barrage Zone. See, Artillery Barrage Zone mean that maybe that is only considered in turns 1 and 2. That's what I'm... give me a sec. Okay, I think this is one that I'm trying to look more into than I need to. Page 3, it has Soviet artillery line. But bear in mind, we're talking about Soviet Artillery Barrage Zone. I mean, am I just being picky and saying these sound like different? Well, there's Soviet artillery line, Soviet Artillery Barrage Zone. They're different sort of things. Anyway, on page 3, Soviet artillery line, it shows the line and it says this line defines 3 limits at different stages of the game. On turns 1 and 2, Soviet attacks in hexes east of this line are in the Artillery Barrage Zone. This is just talking about turns 1 and 2, thus gaining a bonus artillery combat tactic. And I know we're not gaining the combat tactic anymore, but does that maybe mean that we are not in the barrage zone? However, it carries on. The Soviet fixed artillery combat tactic applies in all hexes east of this line and extends the number of hexes beyond the line. But I mean, the line is called the Soviet artillery line, not the Artillery Barrage Zone. So, my initial thinking of that was that is always the Artillery Barrage Zone in there. So anything that refers to that in there, you know, as we're doing just now, not in the Soviet Artillery Barrage Zone means not in this area. That's what I'm thinking it was, but I'm starting to wonder, is that only on... Well, hold on, Grant. Would that not have a big red... Well, a white and a red box with a 1 and a 2 beside it, saying it only applies in turns 1 and 2. I think it would. So I think that is telling me that this is still this. I mean, it is the Soviet artillery line, but Artillery Barrage Zone, they're 2 different sort of things, but they're maybe not. They're maybe the same. Okay, we're going to go with the fact that this is in the Artillery Barrage Zone. But please tell me if I've got that wrong, because I'd love to, well, I'd love to be told if it is wrong, but, well, I'd rather I wasn't told it was wrong, because I'm now going to have to just deploy the reserve here, I think, and if this was a possibility, then... Okay, well, if that's only broken down at 1 hex, right, not in Soviet Artillery Barrage Zone, okay, in German reserve supply. In German reserve supply, yeah, no problem there. Soviet unit proximate to the hex, well, we already decided that guy can go 1, 2, 3, 4. And unit would not be in dangerous round, well, we've looked at that, and we have decided that he's not. Hex is not a Soviet town or city. Not adjacent to a German unit, unless... Right, so that all applies. So, and then among qualifying positions, prefer a VP hex with lowest position number. Right, well, there's none that we are proximate to. I suppose I should have glanced. We've looked at this. Remember, we moved out of the city last impulse, so 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, this guy can't get around there, so it's not that we can. So there's nothing. There's not a VP hex that a Soviet unit's proximate to in that area, right? So, and then preference B is within 3 hexes of a unit in the same core, and that's why we're down in this area here, and it's 2 away from this guy. So, yeah, I think this is a go. Only, right, what did we decide about that though? Was that surroundable somehow? No. What was wrong with that one? Oh no, this one, they were both surroundable. This one was going to remove surround from this, wasn't it? Yeah, okay. Right, so, and we're deploying these units in ascending order. So let's get the first one down. There's 12. So I think that's going to deploy into there then. Yes. That might open up. Well, no, it won't, will it? Well, would that make any of these eligible? Well, it can't be that one. That one's in the zone. But what about that? Well, it would be adjacent, though, wouldn't it? Not adjacent to German unit unless placement hex is VPX or adjacent German unit can't resupply. Yeah, no. So he's not going to go there. 1, 2, 3, 4. We must have looked at this one already, though. Oh well, no, we weren't. We were stretching. But I think these are. Is this not a dangerous round? Yeah, it is. Yeah. Yeah, it is. I suppose, though, that then takes... We could look at that, because that's within 3 of this guy too. Yeah, it's possible, I suppose. Yeah, just having a look at that one, and I don't think we can get anybody that can get a zone of control into that hex there. I mean, we can get almost right round about. Now hang on, Grant, hang on. Nah, wait a minute. 1, 2. Yeah, he can go round. I'm forgetting the garrisons again. 1, 2, 3, 4. So he can go round there. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that is surroundable. Yeah. Okay. See that again. So I've got to be extra careful because I'm just not quite seeing them. Right, well I think that is as many as we can go regarding within 3 of the core. So what is the preference after that then? Hex that removes dangerous round from another German unit or enables another German unit to trace supply. Well, yeah, I was thinking down here again, but that's why we were getting this one maybe, which would remove dangerous round, but no. Well, hang on. What about these second SS units? I think they might have been in a bit of trouble, were they not? Maybe not this one, because I think that's why that garrison ended up there, but this one's still in dangerous round, I think. Yeah, but hang on. How can a reserve stop that? Nah. No, I'm not seeing that. What would it come down to after that? Not in dangerous round, no map checks, lowest position number, yeah, so maybe we need to look for lowest number now. Well, I did say that coming back in here, I mean, I'm sorry. Right, so we've been having a look in here. So this is out as well, isn't it? Yeah. And what did I think of that one? Did I not say that was out as well? Yeah, it is. It is. And this one? See, I can't remember where I've looked now. Because this is hex number 56. Well, it needs to be able to trace supply. 47 is getting pushy, I think. I think that'll be surroundable, will it not? Yes, come on, Grant, don't be silly. Oh. Right, I'm looking at 40 there. Because it can actually go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That can actually trace reserve supply from there. We do have some mechanised units, so, but 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Yeah. I mean 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Grant, he's surrounded. Yeah. Didn't think that was possible. That one. Right. Did we coming back to this one then? Did we get anything out of this? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Can't mean remember if the reserve gets put there. We can't just move into here. Yeah, actually. Well, I've said that a few times though, and then realised that it's not a possibility. But yeah, just looking back at this guy, I know he is surroundable, but I can't see the placement of a reserve breaking that fact. He's still going to be surroundable. So well, let's have a look at this one then. What I'll do is, and I'm looking at this because this is hex number 56. So it's probably the lowest one possible. So let's just have a look if he went there. Soviet unit approximate, yes indeed. Yeah, so it's just checking for dangerous round. And like I say, I can't mean, although I can ignore this garrison, if that unit's placed there, I can't. So 1, 2, 3, yeah, 1, 2, 3, that is the best I can do. And these guys 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, they can only come to the same hex. We can't get anything round the back from the top and nor from the bottom. I think that's a goal. And like I say, the reason I'm looking at that and not, there was a couple other. That actually puts that 6th Army unit in a lot of trouble as well, doesn't it? How can he deploy there? Seriously? Well, it's an empty position hex, Grant. It's in the army area. It's not in the Artillery Barrage Zone. It's in German reserve supply, yeah. The Soviet unit is proximate to it. Yeah. And it would not be in dangerous round. And it's not adjacent to a German unit. And Yeah, I think so. Okay, I've been sitting looking at this for a while on pause, and I think it's okay. It feels kind of weird, but this one, but I think it's okay. I mean, yeah, you would think placing them adjacent, you would think there's a good chance of getting surround, but just because of the 1, 2, 3, and it's, well, this guy can't then go out and in. That's the problem. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going to let that one go as well. I suppose I'm starting to think that this is going to be the end of the recording, so I can maybe view it back, and it's probably, I'm not going to get any more in tonight anyway, so I can watch it tomorrow and get it uploaded for anybody else to watch. Right, so we've still got 1 unit to go, as you can see. I was thinking, I did have this hex before, but now this guy's almost surrounded now. Can't really so he's not proximate to anything in there. It might actually be a struggle to find the hex for this last one, because that's shut up quite a lot now. I mean, yeah, I mean we've checked, and these are surroundable. This one was as well, wasn't it? And then this one is too far away from a supply trace as well. And now some of these other ones have been shut off to proximity, I think. And I did check up the top there, but I don't think that unit can reach anything at all. I mean, that's crossing the minor river into the forest, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's one short. Yeah, and then the one up at the very hex, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that you can reach that one actually. Right, hang on, I didn't notice that one. Let's have a look then. Okay, so yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, crossing the minor river, 5, 6. So we are actually proximate to that hex. And it's definitely not surroundable, that's for sure. It's just, I can't really see any other hex in the army area that we're proximate to that's not in danger of surround and in reserve supply. So, empty garrison hex. Right, it doesn't want to be. Is there no something about a map edge hex? Oh no, a unit would not be in danger surround if placed in hex unless it's a German map edge hex, so that kind of covers that for them as well. But it's empty garrison and reserve units army area, not in so German reserve supply. Soviet unit proximate to it. Unit would not be in danger surround, but it's a map edge hex as well, not adjacent. And then qualifying positions. Well, I mean it's not within 3 of a unit, but I don't think we can find anything else anyway. Well, it does come down to non-map edge hex as a preference E, and then lowest position number. But I think if we're looking for something within method A, it might just be that that's only one left. Now that's a bold statement there, Grant. That is indeed a bold statement. Right, definitely nothing else up there. What about these guys? They're in the braking zone of control. Nah, they're going to have to go through that forest to get around. That's 4, 5. Yeah, that's not happening. So there's nothing else up there. That is only one up there. Right, you guys have a look down there. I mean, what is there? Well, we can't put it in this zone. We've already... Well, we're going with that. This isn't in reserve supply. This we checked. It's dangerous around. You know what? That may not even be in reserve. Oh no, I think I checked it, didn't I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it is. This won't be in reserve supply, even if it isn't. I'm sure it's in dangerous around. These were in dangerous around. This one too, Grant. Ooh, hang on. With the placement of that guy there, what about him going there? Ew, yuck. No, did I not just... No, you didn't. I don't think you did, Grant. I think because I've looked at it before, that's actually in 3 of the core as well. So hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, this isn't going to work, Grant. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, hang on. I think he's maybe able to get an out hex there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I can't get dangerous around on this hex. I can go out and into there, I can bring these guys down, they can actually reach here. That's the best they can do, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because if they come around, 5, 6, that's not any good. Yeah, I think, and that the reason that hex has become available is because this unit got placed there, because if he wasn't there, then this would be easily surroundable. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then he's surrounded. So it just shows you, that's why you do them in order and look at them. Okay, yeah, we're creeping up 57 minutes there. It's went kind of red, so... Well, not only is this hex a lower position number, it's within 3 of the core, and it's a non-map edge hex as well, so it kind of covers quite a few things that the preferences would. So let us just pop that guy there and just have a little bit of a look and see if we think that's a legal deployment. Well, I kind of think it is, so that's quite surprising where they came in, all here. Although, as usual, deploying reserves, I do not feel at all confident that I've got all that right. So, but we're in a nice position where now I can start uploading this video before I've even watched it, and I'll watch it tomorrow before I get the chance to press record again. And maybe between now and then, either I will have spotted something wrong, or more likely Martin might have, if there is something wrong. So, okay. Okay, well, we'll take that as the impulse and we'll have a review over it, and fingers crossed we get it right. Yeah, what does that bring? I don't know, that's, yeah. Ooh. I mean, this guy's kind of down with the rest of them, I suppose, but these two have been put in a place that, they're not strong units, so, but they're maybe going to cause issues. Right, okay, I better get this uploaded now, guys. Coming up for the hour mark there, and that'll be me for the night. So, yeah, my head didn't feel as buzzing there the night, although it was getting close, to be honest. And yeah, I think once you place reserves, you still think that I'm not confident at all that they're all right. So I'll watch over it carefully. Okay, and hopefully be back tomorrow with another wee bit. Okay, cheers.